whatever you're doing right now, whether it's a hustle, whether you have a dream right now of, you know, I want to be this. You know, if I got any, nobody raise your hand, but if I had any dope boys in here, I say we could flip that because you know the whole community. You could become a club promoter because you know everybody, right? If you are a square sitting in your room and you're just creating like I once was, I would say go on YouTube right now and go start, you know, you don't even have to put your face on the camera, but you can just do like a DJ Academics and just, you know, tell other people's stories. Because I'm really an introvert. I'm really a shy guy in real life. Who believes it? Raise your hand if you think I'm shy. Huh? Who? I'm shy. I'm working on it every day. But one thing that I love about PR, my job always changes. I've been able to do multiple businesses doing this PR. Why? Because I know people. I went from nothing, being kicked out of school, to doing all these Hollywood events, and people tell you business ideas all the time. I had a trucking company one time in life, after my life got turned upside down, because life will do that sometimes, it'll flip you, whatnot, where you'll say, man, I'm gonna lose my house. I didn't lose the house, thank God. But I even got a trucking company based on a conversation I had with my a pastor friend of mine from Mexico. And he told me that there was no other truck in this area in Texas like his. And if I bought one, he guaranteed me $100,000 in contracts. They want to come in, they see you guys and they're intimidated. It's not me. They want to come in and they're like, man, do I got to sit on the floor?
It's the best one.
Yeah.
It's the best one. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah. But I say all that to say I'm a nosy guy. I may come sit right here in the audience because when Rocky comes and talks, I want to be a fan first, always. But that's me, Kellen. That's my website. Yeah, being a guy who has access to a lot of people and a lot of the plug and being able to work with artists, and I'm hopeful now that I've met Rocky that we can do some things in the future, being able to plug people, I want to make sure we're beneficial to you. So I can tell you all about my life. I can tell you what San Martin looks like. I tell you what private planes and Lamborghinis and how that feels, but that doesn't really benefit you as an artist. Nor do I think that really makes a person whole. It's some nice fancy stuff, especially when it's borrowed and you didn't have to pay for it. Right? But I want to see what can we do to help you, because right now I know what it was to be in your position where I have a book already done and I'm young and I'm like, I want to put this book out. Now when I was young, back in, you know, a whole nother decade or two, whatnot, it cost 10 grand to put out a book, but I had these book of poems. And I said, everybody knows my poetry. I'm winning, you know, little local awards, whatever. What can I do to benefit y'all? The first thing that stopped me was money. I didn't have 10 grand. So right now, what you can do to go get some money is go to your local SBA. Put that in your phones and go to your local SBA. And they will guide you on how to get a business plan, no matter what industry you're in. Now, if you do something like production, if you do something like art, there's other things at the museum, and if you ask the city hall, they can hook you up with money. This is all I do all day is talk about how to get money. The one thing we all are privileged in this room to have is the library system. We all have the libraries. We all have teachers who I hope they want to help. I didn't have that growing up because all the teachers that I knew, they were just teaching a curriculum that they were being taught. But what I did, I got some teachers on the street. I got some teachers at the local clubs being on the street, like the street performers, whatnot. And you got to find a mentor in this. No matter what you do, you got to find a mentor. And once you get a mentor, listen to your mentor and follow the steps. If they are in a place that you want to be in. And don't let a car and don't let a house impress you, because you can lose those things at any time. And in entertainment, especially if I got my rappers out here, you know, rappers, the whole game is it's mob run. I mean, you got to have gangsters around you in rap. This industry, it's corrupt. And so what do I want to do now? I want to create entrepreneurs. That's my thing. I want you guys to look at your art like a real business and how can you make money now. Every day you can take your phone. This is a $700 at least phone, this Edge right here. You guys probably have the 8. Some of y'all probably got the 8 already, right? You can take your phone, set it up, and record yourself daily and get that monetization. I have clients that pay me thousands of dollars a month just off doing things like YouTube, just off giving speeches. And I'm thinking, if you can pay me thousands, how much are you making? Some of them I know what they're making. Some of them I know they're doing over 6 figures. But it's not overnight. You got to start now. Like you guys are like, I'm young, I'm not young. Start now. Start now. I have binders and binders full of papers that I wrote when I was 12. I have binders and binders full of ideas and books. I keep 3 business cards on me because this is what I do that allows me to hire a team of 5 people at least every month and pay them so they can pay their bills. But I got a children's book I'm writing, LondonandSydney.com. People say, how'd you come up with the children's book? Well, honestly, I came up with the children's book because I took my kids to overseas. I took them to multiple states, and I wanted a cool way to document what I was doing. And then when I documented it, somebody told me, Kellen, I don't know of another black family that travels like this and has documented in a book. I even got an offer to be in a real nice, position, which I declined because I don't want someone taking my ideas and making my kids something they're not. Plus, I'm having fun doing this because I like business. And in any business, it's the same thing. I mean, whether it's music, you got to find a way what people are going to pay you for. You then got to find a way to buy a team or pay a team. It's not, well, you see all the jewelry on Rocky right here. I mean, I'm like, man, this is mine, Rocky. This is mine next month, because I like to rock the jewels, but I'm old and my stomach is kind of imploding. But, but and if it pops out a button, you guys let me know. Be like, damn, the button popped out. But I say go to your local SBA, go to your local arts and administration. Washington is really good for that. There's money for you. And when there is no money, you make money. When there is no way, you make a way. I've been told as a PR guy, no 1,000 times. But remember this, no does not mean no. It means not right now. It means so when I talk to you in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, even 5 years from now, I'm going to come with that same energy I came with the first time to say why you are going to use my product, use my services, why you need me. And then when people see that you don't mind being told no and that you keep pushing, man, doors open up. I promise you, nothing is unattainable. Nothing, if you put your mind to it. Now, if you put your excuses into it, you ain't going to get nowhere. I'm not a motivational speaker, but what I can tell you is I take the limited talent that I have and I maximize it. And it's the same thing that I used to do when I was 15, 16, trying to get into the top club. How can I get in the club? Let me be a promoter for the club. I used to bring artists who were not known to the club. And people say, Kellen, how do you know all these artists? I said, I don't know. I'll just keep my ear to the street. So if you maximize the little potential, the little skill that you have, really it's a God-given thing. You put something in you and it's like, I know I can do this. And it's the same thing that I look at when I looked at the prostitute on the street. She only thought that she was good for this one thing. She didn't know that she was a promoter. She didn't know that she knew how to read people real well. She didn't know that she could manipulate and tell somebody, nah, you don't really want this, you want that. You guys are in high school, so I won't go into vulgar detail. Usually I'm talking to like adults, whatnot, or people in jail cells, and I want to be respectful of it where everybody's at. But I'm just saying, and you guys know, I mean, Instagram, YouTube, you guys know what the real deal is. Take whatever skill that you're doing. You guys heard Chance the Rapper. Everybody know Chance the Rapper? Y'all heard mixtapes, And when I hear that on mixtapes and Chance say, how can they call themselves bosses when they got so many bosses? You got to see what your boss says. I get it straight from the faucet, straight from the source. When I wake up every day, I worry about my team, but nobody's telling me what I have to do, right? But in that last verse with Lil Yachty, who I wasn't a fan of until he got on Chance, and he starts talking about how he did it his way. And those who heard the whole song, you know how he went out and what he said. I can't recite those lines because I got my cameraman Wes over here, and this is going to go to the public. Then my wife will say, you ain't no rapper. Why'd you say that in front of these kids? And I'm not really trying to hear that from her because I love her and I want to be respectful of everybody. But I just say, start now. You're not young. This is the time to start. We're picking up artists and even website developers at 13. I got a friend who makes way more money than me. He started Mick Jagger's website at 13 and bought his whole family BMWs, whatnot. So I say all that to say, and I'm going to let Rocky back have the floor. Start now. Find the money. Find the resources. You see the website. If you ever email me and say, Kellen, I'm looking for money in this. If I can help you find it, I'm going to shoot it to you. And I'm not going to charge you to shoot you information. because this is my purpose, is to create more entrepreneurs, especially in the arts, where I know a lot of you don't have support. I know your parents say go to school, and you should. Always listen to your parents, listen to your grandparents, right? But you can go to school, get a nursing degree, you know, if you want, and then still do your dream. Because you can work 3 days as a nurse and still make over $60,000 and be straight. And now nobody can tell you anything. And we've all had to go there where we've had to work jobs. Me, I just work jobs to try to find out, how can I own this? Because that's in my personality. I don't clock out. I clock in, I don't clock out. I start at 9 a.m. and I'm still working at 9 a.m. I got 2 kids now, I really don't get to clock out. And if you can do that and work like that, you can win as an entrepreneur. But some folks are just going to be like, look, I just want to be the talent. I just want to show up, I just want to do my thing, and I want to leave, you know, and go get on my level, whatever that is, and chill. Bless you. And I'm going to let Rocky have the floor, but I'm not taking up all the time.
No, you good. So when you talk about being an artist or a rapper, singer, producer, and how many of you guys know it, like local? Can I have you for a minute? Don't get shy, cause my heart's in it when I say you've got me strung out. I don't know and I can't call it, but whatever it is, you got it. Nah, baby, without a doubt, yeah. Never been the one to cling, but I don't like to be needy. But now, I guess that's all changed. That's why I get mad at your folks, cause I don't want you to go. No, babe, I want you to stay.
Okay, no, that's too much. Now they gotta buy a ticket. You put them on the clock.
I was just gonna say, got any contacts for actors?
Yeah, there's contacts for actors, but at your local theater that you said you're already part of, you know, there's a high school theater, and then there's a local theater, and then you always want to be part of like a guild group, whether it be the Writers Guild or the Actors Guild. That's where you want to start, because as you're a student, the thing is, the older you get, the less people want to help you. And so when you're young, people can't really say no to the kids. That's how I could get clubs to say, yes, book this, you know, other teenager in your 5,000 whatever club as a kid. So the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild. Now if you send me an email and you say, you know, I have a reel or I have headshots, we can definitely talk, and somebody from the office will get back and say, you know, and they'll always get it to me because I'm very anal about my who emails us. So I read all emails, all 100 every day, because I'm just dedicated to this. This is what I eat, sleep, and breathe. They call me a walking billboard. So this is just what I do. But if you send me something, but look at the Writers Guild, look at the Actors Guild, because there's plenty of information, plenty of programs. For you who wants to act, you should have a YouTube, you should just, you know, even skits at your house, have a camera, just set up, and just do it. Because I've been married almost 10 years. I know my wife for 15. I got my graduate degree just because my wife, I didn't want to leave her. I'm like, I like this little woman from Africa, whatnot, who came, and I just was able to swipe up. She's younger than me. Yeah, I was able to swipe her up, right? And I was old. And what she has always brought to me was that push. That push to be like, this can't work. Or you need to make sure, you know, everything is tight. She always questions everything. I don't have any yes people around me. Everybody I hire, and this is the thing about hiring or being used, you need to be good on your own. So when you come to me, you're already pre-made. I don't have time to build you up. I don't have time to build up your confidence. I don't have time to build up your skill level. You need to be there. So what I do for everyone I hire, you're your own business. You're a contractor. And if you can do that, then I know you're ready. Because who wants a boss? I promise you don't want to work for me. I drive people crazy who work for me. You know, I would call you, hey, was this done? Da-da-da-da-da. And we don't micromanage. My people don't have to clock in. They just have to make sure the project's done, or you'll be fired. You know, and I'm fired where I never call you again. One thing about this arts and entertainment that I love, you can hire your friends, and your friends can hire you. And that's the beautiful thing. I don't know if you guys heard when Dave Chappelle left that $50 million deal, and he said it wasn't fun anymore. When Chris Rock left his show back in the day, y'all weren't even, some of y'all might not even been born. He's like, it wasn't fun anymore. This is fun. The day this doesn't become fun to me and part of my purpose, I'm done. I can go do 10 other things that I'm qualified for, whether it be education, experience, whatnot. So go to those organizations because they want to help high school students and college students. That's the beauty about college too. You can get internships at MTV and they'll say, hey, come intern for us. Now I never took advantage of it because I was a little arrogant and I said, I'm not going to New York to be homeless, to go have to work at a bar, this and that, while I'm going to France next week, or I'm going to London next week. So I took a different route, and it was probably a harder route because I had to intern after I got my grad school to prove that I could do more than entertainment. So your contacts are always local, and then you have to just Google. You guys have Google. I mean, I've always had a computer, but we didn't have the internet. You remember the AOL CDs. I mean, you know, yeah.
Connect.
And if you had siblings, you had to share those 1,000 or 10,000 hours. You guys, from your phone, can just Google stuff. And you can DM people who are already on. I don't know if you answer your DM. I'm kind of funny about my DMs because I'm always doing bookings for shows. That's one of my clients. We do a lot of bookings for his YouTube. Over 600,000 people subscribe to his channel, over 6 million visitors a month, and he does social justice, The Advice Show. I'm going to give him a free plug. In The Advice Show, our whole thing is to show the injustice in the world. Nobody can hire or fire us. Nobody. We get death threats, people telling us this and that. People who give me death threats, I tell them my address because I'm off like that a little bit. I've been to Soweto where they told me don't go and don't do this, and I went with cameras. Well, not Soweto's in South Africa. It's one of the worst hoods. So I went from being born in East Oakland to visiting some of the worst hoods around, and I never had a problem. I think it's a God blessing. He just has something over me, but I'm not scared of anybody. We don't have issues like that. You pull a gun on me, you better pull it. Because I'm coming even with the hands. And y'all get back into, hand-to-hand combat. Because sometimes in the studio, it gets real. And you got to, and I say all that to say, this arts and entertainment can take you on a path. You don't even know where you're going next. Friends call me, Kellen, you want to go to Belize next month? No, I got 2 kids. Unless you can buy 3 tickets, I can't go anywhere. So, questions. What other questions? I want to be of value. In the back, who has questions? I read minds. You guys mind if I read somebody's mind? I read minds. I don't use my power for evil, but it's just part of what I do. I know someone has a question. This brother right here in the red. What do you do? I need to know what you do. Because you stand out. What do you, What do you do?
Comes to me. I do everything.
Just school? Everything? Rap, produce, sing, what?
I just write sometimes.
Just write?
Yeah.
Just write? Okay, I'm getting a vibe. I do this. What about you? What do you do?
Just
Huh? Just here? Okay, y'all don't be shy because this could go viral tomorrow, and you throw out, hey, this is what I do. But what other questions can we have where who has an album already done? Anybody? Huh? You got an album?
I do. I got a mixtape. Lego.
They're about.
I know there's got to be a SoundCloud rapper.
Hey, please, huh?
I be on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud? Come up to the front so we can hear you, man. Come up.
Come on, Justin!
So we got, what's going on? We got SoundCloud. So you're already working. How old are you?
Why don't you pass these out?
17, already doing it.
YouTube, SoundCloud, I got a sponsor, manager, laptop clothing.
So, y'all two know each other?
I'm making money.
Me.
I'm just still in school,
Okay.
Summertime.
Okay, but it's never too. You might have the next Jenner. Is there another Kardashian that's available? But this is what I'm talking about. Somebody who's already putting in work. Hey, y'all, quiet down. Let's not all have our own conversations because I want to focus on something. What made you start? Did you get some support from home?
Actually, this kid dropped a diss track on me, and so I did a diss track back, and then I never stopped.
You never stopped?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get some money off the streams and all that?
I know I just left off, paid for my studio time, and they gave me free merch.
Okay, that's the start. When your Instagram is popping and all
Oh
that?
yeah, it's starting off.
Okay. Rocky.
I like his energy.
I
I
like
how he
his
came
energy.
up here and was like, no fear. What was your name again, man?
I go by, I'm Justice, I go by J. Apollo.
Rocky, man. How you doing, bro?
Justice.
Yeah.
Man, I applaud you for starting.
Let's give the young man a hand, man.
Sometimes, like they support some songs. They don't like all of them.
But they're not going to get it. And that's the thing in life. In life, people aren't going to get what you're doing. And they're going to tell you, nah, Kellen, don't wear that suit, wear this suit. Justice, don't wear these shoes, wear these. But you got to know, like, check this out. I'm like Frank Sinatra. I'm doing it my way.
Yeah, say that one.
You're doing your own thing. That's my cameraman. Okay, we gotta talk. We want you to talk.
Okay.
Because we want to capture this. I just want you to give a shout out.
Shout out all my homies and my friends.
Give the SoundCloud information.
Yo, J.APLOOLLO. J Apollo, you know what I'm saying? People, I just dropped a mixtape on the 1st of October, and I should have some more stuff on iTunes probably March of 2018. If I get my stuff together, you know what I'm saying? Chilling, collabing.
Okay.
My man.
My man. Look, we got more now. You see what I said? I get energy and vibes, and now look who's at the front.
Step up to the front. What's up, man?
What are you gonna do?
I thought he said you don't rap. Now, all right.
Even though it's gonna be a TD Jakes moment, I sometimes have those moments, whatnot, where I can feel it, and I can feel the vibe, you know. And you know what? What's the song? Beat Don't Kill My Vibe, you know. but you guys rap. Are you guys online already?
Yeah.
Okay.
SoundCloud, follow us SoundCloud.
Give the SoundCloud and make sure it's loud. So
Rico Rich Boy.
You say the rich one?
I know what it is.